A very warm welcome to all of you. And once again, we are on this Science of Mind community where we are learning about self coaching. And it's great to be here again with you. So today, as the ritual goes, I'll be sharing some of the thoughts with you, some powerful thoughts, and I would say that even one thought is good enough to kind of reprogram our mind. So they are very, very carefully chosen thoughts to kickstart our day. And then I will be continuing our series on self coaching. And if some of you who are attending it for the first time or listening to this for the first time are catching up now, there will be a link provided to you which will have the recording of the previous sessions, previous classes, which you can catch up with. And I would say that every session is like a standalone where you will get some great ideas if you're looking for knowing yourself better, becoming better, and especially in this series, self coaching. Okay, so here is the first quote: to know yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. So, as a lot of these ancient philosophies, ancient practices, they say that we have to know ourselves better. Once we know ourselves better, we will be able to understand that we are limitless people, limitless human beings. Okay, and in any situation there are options and possibilities which are available to you. The theme that we have been talking about since couple of sessions. Okay, this is also about the power of community, the power of supporting each other. And this is where the Science of Mind Club plays a big role. Is where we want to understand and see that how we can support each other better. Okay, so I really like the idea of all of you waking up on a Sunday morning, coming on a call like this and supporting each other, being there for each other in solidarity, that yes, we are the fellow learners and we are here to learn, to question, to learn from each other's questions. And I think that itself is a very, very good step that you have taken, which shows to me, which shows to you that yes, you are not in the 97%, you are in that 3% people who are ready to take charge of your life. Okay, friends, this is not a small thing. If you have done that, if you have taken a step, no matter how small it is, let's celebrate our wins and let's understand that we are here to kind of be with each other, support each other, and maybe, as a community leader, as a person, or as a positive human being for that matter, you have to kind of support, be of support to each other and to those around you. Because somebody rightly said that if you want to go fast, you go alone, and if you want to go far, you go together. Okay, the reason why we are building this community, purely because we know that one person may or may not be able to go far, but as a community, as a group of individuals who are really positive, motivated, who are getting these skills as coaches, we can make a big difference in the world. So this is an African proverb. I really love this one. So I believe in the power of this positive community. Mm. And for our minds, we say that it is like water, and water, whenever it is in motion, will not be able to see our reflections. But if you are able to settle your mind, if you are able to take that pause, and I think one of you was asking this question, that how do I settle and let go of the emotions like anger, anxiety, all of that. So remember this, that your mind is like water. When it is calm, everything becomes clear, which means that let your mind settle, let your mind rest. Because when your mind rests, you can see the clear reflection of the limitless potential within you. Yeah. So one of my friends is a poet and he has written a lot of books. One of his books is called um, Trading Armor for a Flower. Trading Armor for a Flower is the name of the book. Author's name is Manish Srivastav. And he says that when it gets resolved, everything else get dissolved. So when it gets resolved, everything else gets dissolved. Okay, so let all your negative emotions like anger, like anxiety, like fear, they all dissolve away. Because in this moment called now, you are a limitless human being. You are a person of limitless potential. And let your mind settle in so that you can connect with your true self. Okay. And this true self is all about creating those possibilities for you, yourself, your life, and those around you. Because it's never the situation, it's never what happens in your life, it's never the circumstances, challenges in your life, but how you respond to the situation that counts. So always remember, for all those who are there, Amruta, Shri, Hanumant, I have few others also, understand that always this is the response that decides the outcome. Okay, so in neuro linguistic programming we say that always be on the cause side of the equation. So there can be a lot of things which can be challenges, ups and downs, but if you are there with this mindset that how can I respond better, how can I be a cause, so you will be controlling a lot of effects in your life. Okay, so be on the cause side of the equation. It's not the situation but your response. Okay, moving on. And this is what I want to share with you as one final positive thought to kickstart our day. And this is about visualizing and materializing the things that you want in your life. Okay, and it always starts with your mind. So what you think you create, what you feel you attract, and what you imagine you become. Okay, so this is very very important, that when we are on our journey as better coaches, as better leaders, and as better human beings, we have to set our intention and our manifestation in the right way, that what is it that we want to create. And this space, this life, this universe which is around you, it is all happening between your thoughts. It is all happening within your mind. So the moment you change your feeling, the moment you change your thoughts, the universe shifts. You can see and feel the effect of that new universe around you the moment you change your thoughts. Okay, in neuro linguistic programming there is a very powerful example to that. It is called as the TDS, trans derivational search. So what does trans derivational search means? And if some of you are taking notes, feel free. This is like a bonus content from my side. Trans derivational search means that whatever you set as a target on your mind looks for that in your surrounding and presents that to you. For example, if I say don't think of a pink elephant, what comes to your mind? When I say don't think of a pink elephant, you can use the chat window, or anybody if would like to go off mute can do that. Don't think of the pink elephant. What comes to your mind? What is the first image, first picture that comes to your mind? Don't think of a pink elephant. In this Sunday morning, we are thinking a lot. What comes to your mind when I say don't think of a pink elephant? Amruta, Hanumant, Shri. It is the
May
pink elephant. Yes, go ahead. Sure.
I? We should not think of what we don't want,
Hmm.
rather focus on what we want. Maybe don't think of a pink elephant is like, suppose if I'm saying that what we want we should say instead of thinking what we don't want.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like
Thank
for
you.
example, we don't want to fail in a job interview, so we should not say that I don't want to fail. I will excel.
Yes.
This.
Okay. So very well said by Amruta, and friends, you have also kind of understood. The moment I say pink elephant, see, your mind is not processing don't. That is the first thing. The second thing is your mind is thinking in terms of images. Okay, so the moment we say that I don't want to fail, the example that Amruta said, the situation or the picture which we are painting in our mind is of failing. Okay, so this is how we are creating our world in our thoughts. And somebody said, one of my mentors used to say that when you say that, okay, I can think of a green car, I can think of a green car, or for that matter, I can think of a red car. That day, if you go along just going about in your day, you will see a lot of these cars, and your mind will make you recognize all those red cars or the green cars wherever you are putting your intention on. So this is a very important aspect, the transderivational search, the command that you give to your mind, the focus or the intention that you choose for your mind. That is where your mind unfolds and opens up a lot of these pathways which were maybe earlier hidden in the universe. Okay, so to think of the possibilities, and when you are on your coaching journey, to think of possibilities for your coachees or yourself and your goals, we have to keep our minds open. Okay, so, once again, a very warm welcome to the Science of Mind Club. This club is about understanding the limitless potential of our human mind. It is inspired by these two leaders, Thich Nhat Hanh, who's a Vietnamese monk, and Marshall Goldsmith, who's my coach, my mentor, my guru of coaching. And this is a vision of helping people create more leaders in the areas of psychology, neuro linguistic programming, mindfulness. This is a free initiative, and it'll always be like that. Feel free to kind of join in, to share, because this is a community of very, very like minded, positive people. This is what our tribe is going to be. And if you're still more curious, every Sunday you wake up a little early. That way we are giving a little bit of a Sunday more to us instead of just sleeping it away. And most importantly, we are picking up at least one or two skills which we can go back and apply. Okay, like maybe if out of the five quotes, when I write them, when I find them, and when I choose the right pictures, I think that even if one can help anybody, or maybe if you are sharing that quote with somebody, or when you are thinking differently about it, I think my job is done. And that is where we are applying these ideas in action. Okay, so feel free to share this knowledge. And there is a Google site that I've put together. Maybe I'll put together a website as well pretty soon, you don't know. But stay curious, something is coming up. And this series in particular is about coaching. We are intending to cover this in 21 parts. 15 of such important tools that we have put together, and mindset, skill set, and tool set are already there, starting from the mindset of intention, pause, asking the relevant questions, listening, the gratitude practice, accountability, seeking mentors. All that was the foundation. Then we picked up the skills like feed forward, goal setting, going deeper, transforming your reality, analyzing better, seeking options, and frame setting. And last time we covered way forward, that how do we set up a great way forward, where I shared some ideas that focus on consistent steps, not massive leaps. Make sure that you have a clarity of direction, and rather than doing the things right, you do the right thing. Even the smallest and the most honest step will count. So this is what we have covered till now. And today is about ideas to action. Action planning is what we are going to cover today. And as you can see, we are almost at getting towards the end of our journey. So maybe once the journey is over, I'll be doing a Q&A session for you for better understanding of some of these concepts. But without further ado, let's get into the topic of the day, which is action planning for results. Now, if you have joined this series on self coaching, you might definitely have a goal in mind. And last time was about understanding that, okay, if my goal is to, take care of my well being, so to say, or if somebody says that my goal is to be a little bit more fit, or somebody says that my goal is to be a little bit more positive and come out of the negative emotions, whatever is your goal, we are coaching ourselves. And in the last session, we understood that even if we take a small step towards that goal, we have to consistently take it. So today, when we think of our goal, we think of the options. How can we have an action plan which is solid? So this is what we are going to discuss today. Now, the very first thing that a lot of these people do who are consistently getting results is that behind every action plan, there is a solid intention. Now, what do I mean by intention? Now, intentionality means that it is a single minded focus on something. Okay, so that is your intention. So your attention, which is the A, and intention, which is the I, is the AI that will take you to your results. Okay, so it is not any artificial intelligence, or it is not generative AI for that matter. But AI, if I say that two powerful AI components of an action planning, it will be attention and intention, and most importantly, the intention that you set for that. So if my goal is, let's say, okay, so I want to become a more positive person, and this is what comes after the word because. Because maybe being positive is cool. Now that is one way where I'm setting up the intention. My second way in which a little bit more powerfully I can set up my intention after the word because can be that I want to have a more positive and wholesome life because I want my life to be an example to my friends and family, and I want to take care of my parents. Okay, so maybe that is my intention, which is more aligned with my values, more aligned with my thoughts of taking care of those around me, and it has that emotional connect. So wherever there is an intent which is beyond you, that can drive you to an action. Okay, so maybe one of you has an intent that, okay, I'm already a leader, I'm already a coach. My intention of becoming better with these self coaching tools is so that I can become a better coach to this community that I support. Or maybe one of you is like a professional, and he says that the reason why I want to be better is because tomorrow, when I grow in my career and I become a leader, I can take care of the team members in a better way. Now that's a bigger objective, that's a bigger goal. So the intent that you are setting up, that drives you to the action. And it is always the I to A framework. Now, after you have set up the right intention, the right intent, and as Thich Nhat Hanh says, that right intention, right action comes from the right intention and acting from clarity, not urgency. Okay, so this is a more mindful way of choosing what your actions need to be. And then you plan for consistency. Consistency is a theme that I have been hammering on this particular series a lot, that it is the person who's more consistent who will get the results. Okay, so break your larger goals into micro commitment. What is a micro action I can take, and do it with consistency. One of the words that you might have heard in the Indian language, it is called dinacharya. Dinacharya means that whatever you are doing regularly with a lot of love in your daily routine, that daily routine becomes like your back of the hand habit. Okay, so what matters most is not what you plan, but what you do on a daily basis consistently. So for example, nobody has to train you now to get up in the morning and brush your teeth. Now if somebody is saying that, okay, I'm struggling to be positive, see, being positive or being motivated or being really really inspiring in your life for yourself and to others, it is just like having a bath. Okay, in morning you get up, it's not that so many days I can go without taking a bath, but it is about, hey, taking a bath is part and parcel of my day. And when it is a given in your daily routine, when it is a given fact in your daily routine, it becomes your second nature. So let that action be your second nature. Let that be something that you're consistently doing as a part of your daily routine. Okay, and your values, they will drive your action plan. So an action plan which is emotionally connected with your values, emotionally connected with what do you really want to engage in as an outcome, that action plan will be successful if it is emotionally driven. But if there is no emotional connect, if there is no value driven action plan, then you have to come out of a lot of resistance day in, day out to implement that action plan. So always connect a value to the action plan. For example, if somebody is looking forward for, let's say, saving more, if the goal is that I want to save a little bit more money, now what is the value on which it is based on? So that value can be, okay, I want to save more because probably, I want to build my dream house, probably, and that is related to my value of being together in that house with my loved ones. So that value is love, that value is being connected with your loved ones. Now that will drive your action plan. Okay, so you see, in the first three steps, what we are talking about is that it has to be a powerful intention, it has to be done consistently as a part of your daily routine, and there has to be some grounded values which have to be connected with it. Okay, and celebrate those micro actions, celebrate them as micro wins. If you are not enjoying the journey of your action planning and of implementation, then forget the time that you will enjoy the big reward that you'll get at the end of it. Okay, this journey should not be a journey where you are burning yourself out, it should be a journey where you are celebrating each and every milestone. Okay, so it's not a time driven journey. The journey is as beautiful as the destination. It has to be a value driven journey where you are celebrating, enjoying, making it all the more meaningful. Okay, as Thich Nhat Hanh says, a meaningful step is worth more than 100 hurried ones. So it's not the kind of quality of life that you get at the end of it, but the quality of your life that you are becoming day by day, enjoying your daily routine of implementing things. That is what makes the difference. So if you were to ask me what are the two words which make it really really wholesome, I would say it is meaning and progress. There has to be a meaning in the implementation, in the journey that you're taking, and there has to be a consistent progress that you're taking for this journey. Okay. So, friends, our goals, our options are only as important as the results that we are generating for ourselves. And those results will come sooner or later. But that journey of achieving those results has to be meaningful, has to be progressive in nature. And somebody rightly said, like one of my coaches rightly mentioned, that am I becoming better than what I was there yesterday? Now, if the answer is yes to that question, am I becoming better than what I was there yesterday? If the answer is yes, then you are on a wholesome journey. And if that answer is no for a day or two or a weeks, when you're not getting better, you're getting stagnated, remember it's time to do something different and it's time to reinvent yourself. Okay, so it's time for taking action. And taking action, I would say, is something that builds up momentum. Okay, it's not that all your action will give a result right away, but it builds up the momentum, and sometimes that energy of the momentum, energy of the action, that gives you the throughput that will finally take you to results. Okay, so it is always about taking actions, it's always about aligning your intention, aligning your values to your actions, taking those micro actions, taking those daily consistent actions, and celebrating the micro wins. A key question that I want you to think about, to go back on your drawing board wherever you are writing your coaching intention, that is my action aligned with who I want to become? Is my daily action that I'm taking, is my action towards my goal, is it aligned with who I want to become? Okay, so for you, from going from your 1.0 version to 2.0 version, for Shri 1.0 to Shri 2.0, or Hanumant 1.0 to Hanumant 2.0, or Amruta 1.0 to 2.0, ask this question, that what is this 2.0 version, and have I taken, did I do my best to take that one action today so that I am becoming a better self? Okay, so if the answer is no, if today it is no, tomorrow it is no, day after it is no, it is no for a week, no for 2 weeks, then you are not making progress towards the person you want to become. Okay, so take that pause, write that one goal, write that one action that you want to tick off at the end of the day today, that yes, I have taken one action towards the person I want to become. Okay, so that is my sharing for you. And action taking, taking massive actions and materializing it in a day to day routine, I think this is one of the most powerful takeaways that I can share at this juncture of the journey of 21 coaching skills. And the rest of the journey is also full of a lot of such beautiful takeaways which you can go back and apply. Okay, because whatever we are sharing is all about application, and I want you to write your goals. I want you to look for those options and take those consistent actions. Okay, so I'll take a pause now. If you have any questions on whatever I have shared till now, I'll be more than happy to kind of give you an answer, or try and give you an answer and give you some of the resources.
So, a very good morning. Uh,
Hi, good
I
morning,
have
Hanumant.
I have a question. In Hindi there is a saying that "karat karat prayas kar, karmat ho sujan, rassi avat javat hai, sil par pade nishan." So, that consistent effort towards something you are trying to say, and we are saying that if it is not happening for you in 1 week or 2 weeks, you should try something different. So, I'm not able to understand the correlation. I'm not able to differentiate between the two. At one place, our philosophers or teachers were saying, consistently try to do something. And
Yeah,
at one place, we are being told that, if it's not happening for you, try something different. So I'm not able to relate the two.
yeah, great point, and a great example. That's my favorite quote as well, Hanumant. So, see, understand two things. In your life, if you have a goal, first thing first, which this saying is saying, is that abhyas, the practice, it is so very important. If you are not practicing, if let's say, you are picking up a skill, and for you to become better on that skill, all it requires is practice. So if you are not practicing enough, then you're not becoming better day by day. So that is the first part of the story, and that is where it is true. Wherever it requires practice, you have to do that. That's the first part. Now the second part is, let's say when you're trying to go from point A to point B, this is not like the skill, or maybe it is the skill, but if one way of learning or going there is not working, you find another way instead of giving up. Okay, so I would say that it's not either or, that either this is correct or that is correct. It is about understanding that yes, they all, both of the philosophies have a merit, and probably I'll choose something which is more apt for me in that situation for which I'm facing. This is what I can say. Okay, so I think partly I'm trying to answer your question, and a beautiful story that came to me quite recently. So I don't know if you guys know that there is this magician called PC Sarkar. You guys aware of PC Sarkar? So PC Sarkar is the world famous international magician, and when he became very very famous, his son also followed his footsteps. So his son, after becoming gaining little bit popularity, he came to PC Sarkar and said that, Dad, do you have do you have one suggestion for me or one advice for me so that I can get success? And PC Sarkar said, I don't have a big advice, but I have just one word, and that word is practice. So he goes back, he practices his craft, he becomes even more better, and he becomes a national level magician. So PC Sarkar Junior comes back again to PC Sarkar Senior and says that, see, I've gained success, but I want to be all the more successful. What do I have to do? And then PC Sarkar Senior says, I'll give you two words, and these two words are practice more. So he goes back and he's practicing more, practicing more. Then he comes back and he says, all right, I've practiced more. Now I'm a national level magician. What do I do to go to the next level? He said, this time I'll give you three words. And those three words are keep on practicing. Okay. And that is where he became all the more famous magician. He got all the more success in his life Now, the story is true for the first example that you gave me, Hanumant. But throughout the way, he could have, he would have practiced one act, he would have practiced another act. If one thing was not working in his magic, he tried something else. So he did all of that. So I would say it's not either or. Wherever you find an either or, there will always be a and you can, use the combination of both the pieces of wisdom. Yeah. But thank you so much for your beautiful question. Yeah, so we are right on
Thank you for
time.
asking.
Yeah. Any other question we have, Shri? Shri, anything from your side?
Yeah, so yeah, this is great. And yeah, but as I told you in the beginning, I'm looking for something for more, not in terms of goal setting, but more in terms of stress reduction. So, how can I get that?
Sure, sure. So see, one thing I appreciated in the way how you have articulated it is, see, you are not you're saying that you're not setting up a goal, but beautifully the way how you have framed your question, I would say, Shri, that's a goal in action. So the question is
Hmm.
not, and just to kind of highlight it for other people who have kind of just missed it, Shri is not asking that why I am facing all these problems or why I am facing a negative emotion or why, because the moment you say why for a wrong reason, you'll find n number of reasons where it is not working. But her question is how I can learn something in that direction which can help me find a solution. Now, that how is a very, very powerful way of reframing our problems. There are n number of ways. We are on a track of self coaching, Shri, which I understand may not be something which you're looking right now. What I can do for you is there is a series, or there is a short video series we have created for managing stressful emotions. I'll be more than happy to share that with you, and probably you can just drop your email, and that is one way. And there are many more ways, because you have started with that question, and like I said, that it's a transderivational search. Now your mind will work in n number of ways to get you that answer. Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
your question, and I'll be sharing. And there are a lot of such material, I have done specifically on stress management and managing emotions in on this channel, which is Self Mastery Zone. You can subscribe to it, or if in any way I can get onto like a pro bono call. It's a free coaching call with any of you, and this is not just for people who are on the call, but even those who will be listening to this later on. I'll be more than happy to kind of connect with you and share with you some few more techniques, few more ideas to manage your emotions better, achieve your goals. And this is where I feel that with every coaching conversation that I get into, even I'm learning a lot of things. Okay, so purely, although the discussion and all will be free, but rest assured there will be a lot of takeaways for you, for me, which will definitely help us become better. Okay, so that is what I want to share today, and we will meet next time. And if you want your daily dose of inspiration, I have put together two Instagram pages. One is by the name Touch of Zen 108, other one is called Coach Sutra, where I put a lot of coaching nuggets specifically, to kind of become better day by day. Okay, so this is what I want to share today. I really, really appreciate for those who can join in person and be a part of this wonderful discussion that we had. I loved your questions. I love the energy that brought you here. And with the same energy, I wish you a blissful day ahead, a great day ahead. Yeah.